Ladies and gentlemen, there's something we need to understand about success. It doesn't come from waiting for the right moment. It doesn't come from the perfect conditions. It doesn't come from taking breaks. It comes from the grind, the relentless, everyday commitment to putting in the work, even when it's tough, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. Success is not something that comes to you when you least expect it. It doesn't just appear because you wish for it or because you have the talent. Success is earned, and the currency you use to pay for it is consistency. If you want to achieve anything significant, you must commit to showing up every day, putting in the work, and staying the course no matter what. It's the people who do this consistently who eventually stand apart from the crowd, achieving greatness while others falter along the way. The path to success is long and filled with obstacles, but consistency is what ensures that you keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. Most people fail not because they lack ability or potential, but because they lack consistency. It's easy to start something with enthusiasm. When you have a new goal, a new vision, the excitement drives you forward, and you might give it your all at first. But as the days go by, that initial spark can fade. Life gets in the way, distractions pop up, and those obstacles start to seem bigger than the goal itself. That's when many people give up, convinced that the task is too hard or the dream is too far away. But here's the truth: the secret to success is not in the burst of energy at the start, but in the ability to keep going day after day, regardless of the circumstances. The real question is, how do you stay consistent? How do you show up when it's hard, when your energy is low, or when progress seems too slow to notice? First, it's important to recognize that progress is often invisible in the short term. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but the truth is, most successful people didn't achieve their results overnight. They stayed consistent through the times when they couldn't see the fruits of their labor. Whether you're working on a fitness goal, building a business, or pursuing personal growth, consistency is what builds the foundation that success is built on. Small, consistent actions add up over time. Each step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your desired outcome. Another way to stay consistent is by focusing on building habits. Habits are the building blocks of consistency. When you make something a habit, you don't have to rely on motivation to get it done. Motivation comes and goes, it's unpredictable. But habits, when formed, keep you going even when motivation wanes. For example, if you're trying to improve your health and fitness, you may not always feel like working out. But if you make it a habit to work out every day, even on days you don't feel like it, it becomes part of your routine. It becomes something you do automatically. The same applies to every other area of life. When you create habits around the things that matter most to your success, you remove the need to fight for motivation. You don't have to convince yourself to do the work, you just do it because it's what you do. Now, let's talk about the importance of setting clear, actionable goals. If you don't know what you're working towards, it's easy to get distracted and lose focus. Success requires clarity. You need to know exactly what you're aiming for and have a clear plan for how you're going to get there. This doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out immediately. It just means you need to take the time to define your destination and then break it down into smaller, achievable tasks. When you have clear goals, consistency becomes easier because you know exactly what needs to be done. Each day becomes an opportunity to move closer to your vision, and that gives you the motivation to keep going, even on the hard days. It's also essential to embrace the fact that failure and setbacks are part of the process. Consistency doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It means that when you face challenges, you don't quit. You keep going. The most successful people aren't the ones who never fail. They are the ones who keep getting up after every failure. Failure doesn't define you unless you let it. It's a lesson. It's feedback. Every time you fail, you have the chance to learn, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. As long as you stay consistent in your efforts, you'll eventually break through the barriers that stand in your way. But if you stop every time things get tough, you'll never reach the destination. Another powerful aspect of consistency is accountability. When you have someone holding you accountable for your actions, it's much harder to let your commitment slip. This could be a mentor, a friend, or even a public declaration of your goals. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility. It ensures that you are actively working towards your goal every day and that you don't get too comfortable in the progress you've already made. There's power in having someone who expects you to show up, even when you don't feel like it. One final point to remember is that consistency doesn't require perfection. Perfectionism often holds people back from doing the work. They wait for the right moment or the perfect conditions, but here's the truth: there's no such thing as perfect conditions. There's only today. There's only the next step. The key is to keep moving forward. Even on days when you can only give 50% of your effort, give that 50%. It's better than doing nothing at all. Consistency doesn't mean doing everything perfectly. It means doing something every day to keep moving in the right direction. Success is the result of small, consistent actions. It's the little things you do every single day that add up to something big over time. The person who stays consistent, who shows up every day no matter what, is the one who wins in the end. So ask yourself, are you willing to do the work day in and day out, even when it's tough? If the answer is yes, then success will find you. Not because you're lucky, not because you have some special talent, but because you were willing to stay consistent when most people would have given up. There's a simple yet powerful truth about achieving success. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. Success is born out of embracing the grind, the process, the daily effort, and the consistent commitment to improvement. The grind is about showing up every single day, no matter what the world throws at you. It's about finding the energy to move forward, even when it seems like the end goal is a long way off. The first thing to understand is that success does not come from comfort. It doesn't come from taking breaks, waiting for inspiration, or relying on external circumstances to make things easier. Success comes from working through discomfort, pushing through the tough days, and continuously driving yourself forward despite challenges. Most people will quit when they don't see immediate results or when things get hard. The few who keep going, even when it feels pointless, are the ones who eventually reach the success they desire. The grind is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Now, the grind doesn't always have to be a sprint. Sometimes it's a slow, steady, and relentless pursuit of progress. It's about taking one step every day toward your goal, no matter how small. You don't need to make massive leaps every day, but you do need to make progress. You need to commit to doing the work, no matter how difficult or discouraging it may seem at times. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail lies in the ability to keep going when things feel stagnant, when results are not visible, and when the journey seems longer than expected. The grind is a mindset. It's about understanding that success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design through focused effort and continuous commitment. You have to wake up every morning and choose to keep grinding regardless of how many setbacks you face, how tired you feel, or how many distractions pop up. The grind means showing up consistently whether you feel motivated or not. Motivation is fleeting. It can come and go. But when you build a routine, when you develop habits of hard work and dedication, you'll show up regardless of your mood or energy level. It's in the consistency of your actions day after day that the grind truly becomes a habit. There's a temptation to look for shortcuts or easier paths to success, but they don't exist. The grind isn't about shortcuts. It's about going the long route, doing the hard work, and taking the necessary steps to get where you want to go. This is where most people fall short. They get distracted by promises of fast results, and they miss the value of slow, consistent progress. There are no shortcuts to success, just hard work and persistence. Those who succeed know that the grind is not glamorous. They understand that it's often a messy, uncomfortable process, but it's a necessary one. It's also important to recognize that the grind involves embracing failure as part of the process. You will stumble, you will fall, you will face challenges that seem insurmountable. But it's not about avoiding failure, it's about using it as a stepping stone. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. The grind doesn't allow you to wallow in failure. Instead, it teaches you to learn from your mistakes and keep pushing forward, stronger and more knowledgeable than before. Every setback you face is just another lesson that's pushing you closer to your goals. The grind doesn't stop because of failure, it continues through it. The grind is also a test of discipline. There will be days when the temptation to quit is strong, when you're exhausted, or when it seems easier to take a day off. But the grind doesn't care about your excuses. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment to start. It's about taking consistent action every single day, regardless of the circumstances. If you want to achieve something great, you need to develop discipline, the ability to stick to your goals and plans, even when the excitement fades or the results aren't immediate. Discipline is what separates those who stay on the grind from those who quit when things get tough. One of the most important parts of the grind is understanding that the process is more important than the outcome. Too often we focus on the end goal, the final destination, and forget that success is built step by step. Each small effort compounds over time, leading to bigger results. The grind is about building character, learning new skills, and strengthening your resolve. It's about improving little by little each day and realizing that success is not a singular event, but a journey that requires patience and persistence. The grind is not always glamorous, but it's the foundation on which success is built. It's not about wishing for things to happen, but about creating the conditions where success can thrive through hard work and consistency. Another key element of the grind is focus. The world is full of distractions, and staying focused on your goals is essential to making consistent progress. The grind requires you to eliminate distractions and commit to your path, even when other things seem appealing or urgent. It requires you to keep your eyes on the prize and refuse to let anything deter you from the work that needs to be done. Focus keeps you aligned with your goals and keeps you moving forward, even when it feels like the road is long and the progress is slow. There's a certain joy that comes from the grind, not because it's always easy, but because it's rewarding. There's a satisfaction that comes with knowing that you're doing the work, making progress, and getting closer to your dreams. It's the satisfaction that comes with earning your success, not having it handed to you on a silver platter. The grind is about taking ownership of your future, one step at a time, and knowing that you are the architect of your success. In the end, it's simple. If you want to achieve something great, don't wait for the right moment. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Just keep grinding. Every day, show up. Every day, take action. Every day, be consistent. And over time, you will find that success wasn't just something you dreamed about. It was something you worked for and earned. Success is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who are waiting for the stars to align or for the perfect opportunity to arrive. Success comes to those who understand that there are no days off, only continuous effort, persistence, and commitment. It's about the grind, the unrelenting pursuit of your goals, day in and day out. Too many people think that success comes with a few bursts of energy followed by long breaks or periods of rest. But true success doesn't work that way. Success is the result of sustained effort, consistent action, and an unwavering commitment to doing the necessary work, even when no one is watching. It's about showing up, whether you're feeling motivated or not, and putting in the effort, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. The grind is an ongoing daily process. It's the commitment to keep going, even when the excitement fades, when the challenges seem insurmountable, and when everything around you seems to be working against you. When most people would quit, the person who understands the value of the grind continues to push forward. They know that success doesn't come to those who wait for it to happen, but to those who actively pursue it, regardless of the setbacks or obstacles they face. The grind is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's the difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't, not because of a lack of talent, but because they were unwilling to put in the work day after day. In the beginning, the grind may feel overwhelming. You may feel like you're putting in so much effort with little to no return. The early stages of any pursuit can be discouraging. You're working hard, but the results seem so far away. This is where most people give up. They expect instant success, but they don't realize that all great things take time and consistent effort. They forget that the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and successful people didn't achieve their success by resting on their laurels or taking frequent breaks. They achieved their success through tireless effort and constant improvement. Success doesn't happen by accident, and it certainly doesn't happen when you take days off. The grind is not glamorous, it's not easy, and it's not comfortable, but it is necessary. It's about being disciplined enough to show up even when you don't feel like it, even when the work is hard, and even when the results aren't immediate. It's about knowing that the effort you put in today is what will create the future you want. Each small step, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the moment, is bringing you closer to your goals. And while you may not see the results of your effort right away, you must trust the process and continue pushing forward. The more consistent you are, the more the compound effect of small actions will add up over time, and that's when you begin to see real results. Consistency is the backbone of the grind. It's not just about working hard once in a while, it's about making it a habit. It's about committing to the work even when it feels tedious, when you're tired, and when life throws you curveballs. Consistency is what builds momentum. Without it, you're just moving in circles, making little progress. But with consistency, you build a foundation, and that foundation eventually leads to extraordinary success. Success is the result of many small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. It's about doing the work every day, regardless of how you feel, and knowing that each small step is taking you closer to the finish line. Another aspect of the grind is the willingness to face failure. Most people shy away from failure, but the grind requires that you embrace it. Failure is not the end of the road, it's simply a detour. Every time you fail, you have an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to improve. The grind requires you to view failure not as a setback, but as part of the journey. If you're not failing at times, it means you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It means you're playing it too safe. The grind demands that you push through failure, learn from it, and use it as fuel to keep moving forward. It's only by failing, learning, and adjusting that you grow. Each failure is a lesson, and the more lessons you learn, the stronger and more resilient you become. The grind also requires an unwavering belief in your vision. Without belief in yourself and your goals, the grind becomes meaningless. It's easy to get discouraged when progress is slow, but if you don't believe in the end result, it's hard to keep going. Belief is the fuel that keeps you going when motivation runs out. It's the conviction that the effort you're putting in today will pay off tomorrow. Without belief, the grind becomes a meaningless exercise. You must have a clear vision of your goals and believe in the process, even when the road gets tough. If you don't have that belief, you're more likely to quit when things get hard. But when you have unshakable belief in your success, you'll keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles. Another key to the grind is focus. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to get sidetracked. The grind requires that you stay focused on the work that needs to be done. Focus is what allows you to block out distractions and put in the necessary work to achieve your goals. It's about staying on course even when the road is long and the distractions are tempting. It's easy to get lost in the noise of everyday life, but the grind requires that you stay focused on your purpose. The more focused you are, the more effective your efforts will be, and the faster you will see progress. The grind is also about self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about taking control of your actions and making decisions that align with your long-term goals. It's easy to give in to the temptation to rest, to procrastinate, or to take a break, but the grind requires that you stay disciplined and committed to your path. Self-discipline is what allows you to keep going when the motivation is gone, when things aren't going your way, and when it feels like the world is against you. It's the ability to keep working, even when no one else is watching, and even when it's uncomfortable. The grind is not just about doing the work, it's about doing the right work. It's about prioritizing your tasks and focusing on what truly matters. In a world where there are so many things demanding your attention, it's easy to get distracted by things that don't move the needle toward your goals. The grind requires that you be strategic in your efforts. You must focus on the activities that will bring you closer to your success, and you must be disciplined enough to ignore the distractions that don't serve your vision. It's about focusing your energy on the things that matter most and relentlessly working toward your goals. No matter what you're striving for, the grind is the key to unlocking your potential. It's about showing up every day, putting in the effort, learning from failure, staying focused, and never giving up. Success doesn't come from waiting for the right moment or from taking breaks when it gets tough. Success comes from doing the work every single day without exception. The grind is the process of committing yourself to that work and staying dedicated to it, no matter the circumstances. So ask yourself, are you ready to embrace the grind? Are you willing to put in the work day in and day out? If the answer is yes, success will find you.